Can 100 people beat one gorilla? I'm Dom Jackson with David A Media, and this is the 7-Day Scoop Show, my weekly show where I document my career and decisions that I'm making. If you have a venture trying to pursue, where I use my story and my venture to help motivate and teach you. Now, all over Twitter, they've been talking about this debate: can one gorilla beat 100 people? And I don't have the biology background of it, but the underlying philosophy of this entire argument is that can 100 people coming together take down one big problem? And that's actually the underlying thing of a lot of problems that you're trying to solve in life throughout your career. And based on the things I've learned this week with my process of trying to get my van, here's the things I've learned that tie to both actually. Step one is the understanding the importance of recruiting. 2, the understanding the importance of leadership. And then 3, understanding the importance of communication. Now, all 3 of these things: 1, recruiting the people that actually help you fight the gorilla; 2, leading the people that actually keep fighting them, engaged to fight the gorilla; and then 3, the communication of understanding what needs to be done with fighting the gorilla. Now, these all things work for the gorilla, but these are just the moments that relate to me right now trying to process to get my van. So one of the big things that I did this week, we had a lot of interviews coming in, people coming in that are in the market for a job, and it is now my job to help sell the job to them so they understand what we're doing. And with that, it's like finding what pain points that person has at that point in time and then making us be the solution. So, hey, I'm having some problems. I want to make more money. I want an opportunity to grow. I want the opportunity for some leadership. I want an opportunity I don't want to feel limited in my growth potential. These are all like some of the pain points that I've heard so far. And what I'm learning to do is ask the right questions, to listen, to get the right answers so I can frame what we're doing as a solution for them. And that has been a really big insight this week, because selling to customers, but then selling to future teammates it's a game. It's a game. You really have to figure out how to frame things, the lens to put on things, so that they see things from your point of view, so that you're the solution. And for right now, it's just, listen to what they want and then find the answer for it. So, to give you an example, if they say, hey, in my last job, I didn't like how I worked really hard, but I couldn't grow. There was somebody at the top who kept their spot above me. Then I know to sell them like, hey, this has a fast growth opportunity, so you can grow faster than someone who's been there longer than you. There's no seniority here. You're in control about how fast you grow. And it's finding little things like that, asking the right questions, and then framing everything as the solution. To bring it back to the gorilla thing, I think it was Sun Tzu that said the battle is won before it's fought. And, before you even get down to actually fighting the gorilla, it's like, who are you going to have fight this gorilla? What's your team looking like? And how are you going to get this team to come together to do what you want to do? Step 1. Now 2, the next thing that I learned was important thing of leadership. I talked about a couple weeks ago that you have to actually be the thermostat and not the thermometer. So you change the temperature of the room versus you being the thing that just keeps the same temperature. You have to change everything around you. So realistically, out of 100 people, there's only going to be 1, maybe 3 people who are actually like keeping everyone in check and keeping everyone stay in formation. So with us in our van, we're a 4-man team going out there taking care of the keys and programming and stuff. And the reality is, someone has to be there to make sure everyone else stays in line and stays in check, because it's so easy to fall off. Because even if everyone had the same ideal and goal in mind, people are people, things are going to change. So someone has to stay the driver and keep the intensity pace. Our goal is to hit 2,000 points every week to hit the goal for our van. And on Sunday, we hit 500 points in one day. And we haven't done that since I've been here with this team. And, what happened was that we had such an influx of business going on that we just had to rise to the occasion. So we're moving at a pace faster than we normally would move. But then we chose to keep that pace the entire time, and we just kept moving at that pace as opposed to going down. So let's say like a 5 is like the best pace that we're moving. Normally we might move at like a 3, maybe at a 4 on like a good day. But we were at 5 because we had to be on 5, and we stayed at 5 the entire day, so we didn't drop the intensity, which is one of the biggest changes that I really saw. So whether that be for a business opportunity or for fighting a guerrilla, there's going to be someone who has to be the leadership in place to hold that position down to make sure everyone stays fighting. So even if they're not the one swinging first every single time, someone has to keep the pace and keep the intensity, keep everybody in line, because when some big shit happens that fucks shit up, you got to be ready to be like, yo, that didn't bother me at all. Here's the next step, go and keep it going. So when that gorilla comes and punches you in the face or knocks somebody out, somebody got to keep the juice going. So the leadership component is super important, being the thermostat and not the thermometer. The third thing that also goes with the leadership thing is also communication. Constant communication over and over again. So running the play, winning the battle before it's fought, what is the setup that we had in place? So everybody had their positions. We made sure we stayed in our positions, had the positions set up beforehand, who's doing what and when, and for how long, when they go on lunch, when they go on break. If this happens, what's this happen? We are having a system for each thing. If X, then X. If this, then this. So that was one of the big things that we had set up, with the influx of people coming in doing the interviews. So we were doing the interviews while still doing the sales and everything else. So it was a lot of balancing of two things at once, having our schedule set up for who's coming in today for the interview, while also still being on track for what we're doing for the sales wise for the day, and making sure the entire team is running like a smooth operation. Now, to bring that back to the gorilla thing, someone has to lead and everyone has to know their positions for like, hey, we're 100 people. We're not just 100 people rushing at one time. We're going in groups of 10, we're going in groups of 5, we're going in groups of 20, you know what I'm saying? Who's hitting what, what's grabbing what, who's doing when, and what's the communication, what's going on. Now, as a whole, the gorilla thing, I still think they're gonna get their ass whooped. Keep it a buck. I don't think 100 people beating one gorilla. But 100 people organized versus 100 people unorganized without proper recruiting, proper leadership, and proper communication is in a way better spot than 100 people just going out there willy-nilly. I think that's the basis of the entire argument. But overall, those principles will stay true whether you're fighting a gorilla, running a van, running a sports team, or running a family. Whatever things you want. The problem is, how many people does it take to solve a big problem? The underlying thing is, how many people does it take to solve a big problem? And without those three factors, without having proper communication, having proper recruiting, proper leadership, and proper communication, it ain't gonna mean shit, whether it's 100 or 1,000. Now, as always, hopefully not fighting gorillas, but always taking one step at a time. You get there day by day.